These notes will give you a brief introduction to the imperialism of China. To accompany this presentation, you will need the note page that says Opium War at the top. By the time that you finish the lesson, which includes the textbook readings and this screencast and some short video clips, the front of that note page should be completed. So first, in China, we see that there are three distinct struggles or examples of imperialism. First in the Opium War, then with the Boxer Rebellion, and then with the Taiping Rebellion. And there are two causes to the Opium War between Britain and China. That's where we'll be focusing. But first, a quick cartoon. You'll notice in this cartoon that we have three different sections going on. In the foreground, we have this large pie, or it almost looks like a pizza, that says China on it, spelled very strangely. And that pie is being cut up or split by different characters. So those characters represent the rulers of different countries. On the far left, we have Queen Victoria. Next to her would be someone from Germany. Then further to the right, we have the Russian royal family. And finally, we have Japan, as noted by the samurai sword. In the very back, we have your typical highly stereotyped Chinaman. And that's actually what one of the captions are for this image. So we see that they are, again, stereotyped with the long braid in the back of his hair, the oriental clothing, long fingernails, facial hair. This is meant to be degrading to the Chinese, and it was really showing how they had no control over what was going on, because you can see that they're standing in the background, hands raised, yelling, "Stop," presumably. And the other countries, the larger empires and those with power, are completely ignoring him and just taking what they want. And that's going to be a running theme throughout this entire section of Chinese imperialism. So here again on the top of your notes, you'll just be filling them in as we go through the background information. So the first cause of the Opium War was trade. Now you'll see that the image shows the imports and exports being balanced. But what happens, especially with the imperialism in China, is that there was a trade imbalance between China and Britain. Britain was buying more from China than they were selling, whereas China was selling more to Britain than they were buying. The goal of trading is to have it be even, as you can see with the picture. But problems arise when there are deficits or surpluses. Deficits meaning not enough, and surpluses meaning more than enough. Britain was buying tea, silk, and porcelain, and it cost them silver and gold. This was because Britain didn't have anything that China wanted or needed to buy, because China produced mostly everything themselves. They were mostly self-sufficient. So the silver and gold worked out for China. But this did not make Britain happy. So pause it at this moment if you need to go back and replay and listen to the information. Here's what you should have had. Now, once China was happy with the gold and silver, and Britain realized that China was not going to be flexible in deciding on different terms for what they could give each other, Britain started selling opium